A few years ago, if you told someone you lived in Tbilisi, Georgia, there was a good chance they'd ask, Georgia the country or Georgia the state? But today that's changing. More and more people know about Georgia than ever before. More tourists are visiting, more entrepreneurs are locating, more investors are paying attention, and more remote workers are choosing to live here. Now what's interesting is that these people aren't moving because they have to. Many of them can work from anywhere. Their clients are in different countries, their income comes from the internet, they have something previous generations didn't have. Choice. And when people have a choice, a fascinating question emerges. If you could live almost anywhere in the world, why would you choose Tbilisi? As someone who moved here in 2018 and has spent years working with foreign investors, entrepreneurs, students, and remote workers, I've had a front row seat to the city's transformation. And today, I want to explain what's really happening here. Because the answer isn't what most people think. For most of history, where you lived was determined by where you worked, right? Your office was in London, you lived in London. Your company was in Frankfurt, you lived in Frankfurt. Simple, right? Then technology changed. It changed everything. You've got high-speed internet, remote work, online businesses, digital payments, video conferencing. Suddenly, millions of people discovered something incredible. They no longer had to live where they worked, right? They could live anywhere they wanted. And that changed the question people started asking. Instead of asking, well, where can I get a job? People started asking, where do I actually want to build my life? Now that's a much more interesting question, right? Because once geography becomes optional, cities start competing differently. They're no longer competing for just companies, they're competing for people. And that's where Tbilisi enters the conversation. The biggest misconception I hear is people move to Georgia because it's cheap. Now, I don't think that's true. There are many places in the world that are cheap, yet most people don't move to them. Now, why is that? Because nobody relocates their life simply to save money. People relocate because they believe their quality of life will improve, right? That's a huge difference. People aren't looking for the lowest cost, they're looking for the highest value. And Tbilisi offers something that is becoming increasingly difficult and rare to find. A city where your money still goes relatively far without sacrificing the things that matter. Good restaurants, culture, safety, convenience, community, experiences. The goal isn't spending less, the goal is living better. And many newcomers feel exactly that's what they found here in Tbilisi. Whenever I speak to foreigners who recently moved here, I notice something interesting. Most of them mention the same thing, the pace. Tbilisi feels different. Although it's a capital city, it doesn't feel overwhelming. You can get across town relatively quickly. You can walk through historic neighborhoods. You can work in the morning and be looking at mountain views by the afternoon. There's a balance here that many people appreciate, especially people coming from large, high-pressure cities. Life feels a little bit more human here, a little bit more manageable, a little bit less rushed. And in today's world, that's becoming a luxury. One of the biggest attractions of Tbilisi isn't what the city is today, it's what people can believe it can become. Many major cities already feel mature, everything's already happened, the industries are already established, the major players are already known. So they feel harder to find. But Tbilisi feels different. The city feels like it's evolving. New businesses are opening. New developments are being built. New communities are forming. International awareness is growing. So people feel like they're arriving early, right? And human beings love being early. Investors love it. Entrepreneurs love it. Creators love it. Because when you're early, there's room to participate in growth, right? That's one of the reasons I personally became interested in Georgia. I felt that there was still room to build something. So now, Is it advantageous? Many people underestimate where Georgia actually sits on the map. Tbilisi is positioned between Europe, Middle East, and Asia, for those who don't know. And within a few hours, you can reach Istanbul, Athens, Vienna, Tel Aviv, Dubai, many major European cities. This matters more than people realize, especially for entrepreneurs, again, especially for investors, especially for remote workers. You get the benefits of a relatively affordable lifestyle while remaining connected to multiple regions. You're not at the edge of the world, you're not isolated, you're connected, and connectivity matters. So, what makes people stay? Because here's something I've noticed. People often arrive because of economics, but they rarely stay because of economics. They stay because of relationships, community, routine, friendships, experiences. I've seen people arrive planning to stay for 3 months, then 6 months, then a year, then they start a company, then they buy a property. Then suddenly Georgia isn't just a destination anymore, it's home, or it's their primary base or second base. And I think that's one of the most underestimated Tbilisi. This city has a way of surprising people, not immediately, but gradually. I could say 1 month at a time. And as someone involved in real estate, I see an interesting pattern. Most foreigners don't arrive immediately and buy property. They rent, they explore, they learn the city. Then something changes. They stop thinking like visitors. They start thinking like residents. That's when property enters the conversation. And it's why I often say real estate follows lifestyle. People rarely buy because of a spreadsheet. They buy because they can imagine a future. And for many people, Tbilisi is becoming part of that future. So why are so many people suddenly moving to Tbilisi? It's not because it's the cheapest city. It's not because it's the most famous city. It's because it offers a combination that's becoming increasingly rare. Affordability, opportunity, community, culture, connectivity, and quality of life. So if you can find me another country that checks all 5, drop it in the comments below, and I'll travel there the first chance I get. I'll call that my next inspection tour. And I'm not just saying that I'll go there and inspect it. I'll make a video about it too. To finish things off for this video, I want to say when people gain the freedom to choose where they live, they start looking for places that offer more than just a paycheck. They start looking for places that offer possibility. And that's what I think many people are finding in Tbilisi. The city isn't perfect, no city is, but for a growing number of people around the world, it's becoming one of the most interesting places to build a life. And the question isn't whether people are discovering Tbilisi. The question is how many more people are going to discover it over the next decade. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel. My name is Sana Sanani, and I'll see you in the next one.